My bad. P.S. Ask yourself one more question. If Jesus, aka Yeshua, was God's son, the Creator's son, why then and how then was he not in heaven? And don't we hear about him in heaven first? Isn't that where all the angels are? Isn't that where everybody starts out with God? Why don't they mention anything about him in the Bible than about him being in heaven with the Creator, chilling up there? Why wasn't it Adam sent back? But then again, ask yourself this: if Adam and Eve messed up, the apple. The apple of the tree of life. My theory of tree of life being in the womb, which is she made love. She had sex with the devil, the snake, or a reptilian, which they say Cain and Abel. Cain's DNA comes from the serpent. But yeah, ask yourself that. Why then wasn't Jesus in heaven with the Creator? They mentioned nothing about that. His spirit energy would have been up there with him first if I sent him down in the Creator's place. Right? Think about this. How else would an entity enter the world and then leave it for it to do what you wanted it to do, for what it wanted you to do? Think about it. Into the world through a womb, no father. That's like demonic possession. And they say she was a slut or something too. I'm not, hey, God forbid, the Creator forbid. I'm saying what they say. He died on the cross, right? Think about it. Why would he die and come back? He said, I'm coming back, right? But he supposedly came back, but it was a different man. And they said he did that to prove that, his return and whatnot. And the body was gone. But Mary seen him first in the tomb. No, the angel seen him first in the tomb. Because when she got there, the tomb was gone, and they told her that he had gone. And then he was walking down the street in a different form, supposedly, allegedly. And one of his people seen him, and they was Jesus, but he didn't recognize him at first. So that means what? He was in a different body. Or what? Reincarnated? Ask yourself, don't you just think that might have been more like he possessed somebody else? Because he'd already entered the world and he was using that to see if it would work. He came here, did what he did, pretended to sacrifice himself for us to make us serve him instead of serving our Creator, which we have heard many, many times that the Creator was mad at the devil, so he cast him down to hell. Well, if that's the case, then why would he want to get us? Because he said he was mad at the devil or jealous because the devil wanted his praise because he thought he was, could prove God was, stupid or weak or didn't love them or loved us too much. Okay. Well, if I was a pissed off son or pissed off, at my boss or my people because, I'm shining, I'm glorious, and I'm all about myself. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you be like, well, I'm gonna spike the hell out of you? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go mess with your daughters and your sons. I'm gonna fuck their head up. I'm gonna try to manipulate them. That's the best way. I'm gonna trick you, dog. Like slickster, trickster, shapeshifter. I'm gonna come down here and fuck your world all up, and they're not even gonna know who they serve. Because you know why? Because you're whack. You should let me do it. You should let them serve me. You should serve me. That's what the devil probably thought. They're gonna serve me and not even know they're serving me. Because I'm just as good as you. They're not even gonna question me because I'm just as good as you. Watch this. Watch this. I came in this world body or through that woman because she was possessed. She had that all them men, which means she had a dark heart, or maybe even one of the men was possessed, and he put the evil was in him, and then it went in her, because like they say, a part of a man enters a woman every time he orgasms, ejaculates in him. And that's how we give our spirit to, to the woman anyway, or part of us to the energy for pregnancy. That's how they, we get both parts. So imagine that. So think about it. How would he leave the world? He had to die. He had to leave his body again. That body that came in the world. In order to return to where he was at. But he couldn't just walk to earth because he was already banished. He was punished. He had to find a way to come back. Find a way to be let back in. Willingly, voluntarily. And once he did that, what he did, and we praised him, and we started to believe in him, that's what gave him power. The pain, the doubt, which is another line A$AP Rocky has in his one of his songs. If it has doubt, we don't kneel. So that means if it doubts you, then you don't serve. If it has doubt of you, then you don't serve. Now, A$AP Rocky's talking about clone, and I'm just going back to A$AP Rocky because I know I didn't stumble across this at this time for just any reason. And I really hope you go listen to that album, man. It's crazy. Just like I said, man, AI, implementation of AI, them cloning people right now. It's in the tabloids. It's for you to see. Aliens being told, we've now being told aliens, aren't existent. There's a dude called an alien, supposedly, allegedly, named the Space God, that's walking around with celebrities and people right now, that looks like an alien, talking like a nigga, and fucking our, excuse me, and having sex with our women, supposedly. Alright, let me ask you this. What the fuck? You telling me the government can't find this nigga? And he's on live podcasts and shit? You don't think this is part of the propaganda, part of the plan, distraction, and like you're gonna if you ask me, I think it's a man that they made look like an alien. I think it's a man that they I think they're capping, but they're gonna do something that makes us feel like the aliens did whatever happens to the end of the world. Ask yourself another thing. Go do the research on this. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, I haven't really got tapped into this part yet because I'm still I still just thought about it not too long ago. But daylight saving time, right? Daylight savings go back and forth, right? Why don't we? Why would we do that? Why would we do that? Make our days longer, nights shorter, blah blah, vice versa. Why would we need to do that? Wouldn't it make more sense that that is another season ended, or another wouldn't it make sense that that is more symbolic to something more powerful than just going forward an hour or back an hour? When it's the light changes, it gets darker 3 hours later or something. When it gets darker, when that time is, or when it's an hour before back, it doesn't get dark until whatever, or it gets dark hella soon. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you think that maybe that's them speeding up time? Or rewinding time? Wouldn't that make you feel like they're doing, bro, we already know they got that technology to harness energy in the air that they stole from Nikola Tesla, which they killed. One of the brightest geniuses in the world, most innovative creators, most tapped in motherfuckers that ever existed. And you think that's just on accident? Come on, man. You gotta really think about this stuff, bro. They don't want you to learn. They don't want you to have knowledge. They want you to continue to serve. They want you to continue to kneel. Continue to kneel. You need to ask questions.